Hi and welcome to my channel. If you're clicking on this video, you might have found me just searching incompetent cervix here on YouTube, because when I was diagnosed with incompetent cervix or short cervix, I know I was looking for people who were going through the same thing that I was. So I wanted to make a little story in a nutshell about my incompetent cervix story. I did document all of my weeks of pregnancy here on YouTube. You can go back and look through that playlist if you want. I did not start out my pregnancy journey knowing I had incompetent cervix. I have a 4-week pregnancy update all the way up to a 19-week pregnancy update where I had no idea about this condition. I didn't know what it was. And then at my 20, so I was just having like a typical normal pregnancy. I wasn't feeling good in the beginning of it. And then I went to my 20-week appointment, which was our anatomy scan. And we had the scan, went upstairs to our doctor, and she told me about me having a short cervix. At that point, I had a 1.5 cervical measurement, and she put me on progesterone suppositories, hoping that that would help. She didn't tell me like any sort of bed rest or anything like that, just taking it easy. I wasn't supposed to like work out, lay down as much as I can, but like not complete bed rest. At that time, at 20 weeks, I was just so excited that it was a boy. I wanted to stay very, very positive, and I didn't pay attention to the condition or like the seriousness of the condition, and I kind of just like blew it off. So I went to my 21-week appointment, and I had my mom come with me because we were doing another cervical check. She told me she wanted me to come in weekly, starting after my 20-week scan. So we went in at 21 weeks, and I went in thinking everything was going to be fine. We went and did the ultrasound. The ultrasound tech said nothing. We went upstairs to my doctor to review what was going on, and in there, I knew immediately something was up when she came in. The look on her face just was scary, and she told me, you know, you are now at a point, you know, I need to physically check you. She checked me. I was at a 0.8 and, I was at 1 centimeter dilated, 0.8 cervical length, and she could see my water bag. So I immediately was told to go to Minneapolis, Minnesota, Abbott Hospital, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and get a cerclage placed. Now, nobody felt comfortable doing my cerclage in Fargo, where I live. So I went down to Minneapolis. I drove halfway to Minneapolis by myself because my husband was visiting family. My husband met me halfway and drove me the rest of the way down. We got there Thursday night, got checked in. Friday, I got checked by the doctor and told me I needed to do the cerclage. I did the cerclage on Friday and stayed in the hospital until Sunday. We got to go home. So that was at 21 weeks. I got my cerclage placed, a McDonald's cerclage, and the doctor got me back up to a 1.5 cervical length measurement. Now, I've got notes here, so I want to make sure I'm staying on track with that. So I also started weekly progesterone shots, P17 shots, I got my first one when I was leaving the hospital, and then I had one every week until 35 weeks. I was told to be on bed rest as much as possible at home until, you know, my MFM said, in the city said, you'll know when you're doing too much. You know, right in the beginning, you'll be scared, you won't want to do anything, and then as you progress, you're gonna do more. And I was like, I did not believe her at the time, but that's exactly what happened. Weeks 21 to 32, I was so scared, so depressed, so emotional, did not want to move. I wanted to keep this baby in. I wanted him to be as healthy as possible when he was born, and you know, we had our first year anniversary, we had my birthday, everything, 4th of July, and we stayed home. We just focused on keeping our son in as long as possible. So I was on bed rest. I would go to the doctor weekly, and my husband and I would have a little lunch at a place across the street from the hospital, whether that was Subway or a little bagel place. And it was really scary. I am 2 months postpartum now, so my son is here and he is beautiful and such a gift. And I waited this long to make this video because it was so scary. I mean, you guys can go ahead and watch my videos week by week, especially weeks 21, 22, 23, 24. Like those weeks, you'll see many, many tears. By week 32, my anxiety and scary feelings and thoughts were getting better. I was doing some outings, like going to dinner with my husband, a movie, not all in one day, but like we do little tiny outings, and that was really starting to help me get through the end of the pregnancy. At 35 weeks, I felt a lot of pressure down in my cervix. I was very uncomfortable. I literally felt like the baby's head was right on top of their cerclage and was like pushing it off, and that's exactly what his head was doing. So she said at my 30-week appointment, or 35, we were going to plan to take it out at 36 weeks, but she said that she felt comfortable at 35, and she obviously didn't want, you know, him to actually push on their cerclage and rip it out or something. So I was in the doctor's office and she was like, yep, we'll just take it out and it'll be easy. And she was trying and trying and trying. It was so uncomfortable and so painful that she said, we have to stop. We'll have you come back the following day and go under another spinal and get it removed. So I went in the next day, got my cerclage removed. As soon as my cerclage was removed, she told me, oh my gosh, you guys, I'll have to watch. I should have watched my cerclage video. I think I was 2 centimeters dilated. No, 4 centimeters dilated. I think I was 4 centimeters dilated and 80% effaced as soon as the cerclage was out. And she said, baby is low. Baby is low. Baby was low starting at week 20. He was like, even at his anatomy scan, his head was right on my cervix. So, oh, I'm so sorry that this is getting long. We removed the cerclage. I came home. She told me, like, see you next week. Hopefully you'll still be pregnant. And I was. At 36 weeks I went in, and I was, yeah, maybe that's what it was. 35 weeks I was 2, 36 weeks I was like between 4 and a 5. And still 80% effaced. And then at 37 weeks I went in and I was between 5 and 6 centimeters. Baby was very, very low. The doctor debated on sending me over to labor and delivery and just breaking my water and letting the show happen. But she actually sent me home, and so that was a Thursday, and then Friday morning at 4:45 in the morning I woke up and I was in labor and had my son at 9:56 on September 9th of 2016. I am so scared to get pregnant again, you guys. As soon as I got to my 6-week checkup, I was like, yep, let's talk birth control, because I am so scared of what I will have to go through again with pregnancy. And I'm sure if you are watching this because you have incompetent cervix, you understand. Every pregnancy has difficulties and struggles, whether you struggle to get pregnant, whether you struggle to stay pregnant, or whether you have scary things, you know, happening during your pregnancy. It's scary, and I'm scared to get pregnant again, because with my next pregnancy we will know about this. We will know that progesterone shots work, because I did not have any preterm labor symptoms while I was on the progesterone shots. As soon as I stopped those, I started getting contractions and things like that. So the progesterone shots were working, and I will get a cerclage placed earlier. A transvaginal cerclage worked for me this first time, so, and I really think that that's the route I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to be doing a trans-abdominal cerclage. I know that the success rate with that is so much higher, but right now in my heart and my faith is that another transvaginal cerclage will be what works. And also, you know, if Bryce is our only son, that may be it too, because it's scary. And real talk with you guys, and you ladies with incompetent cervix, you can tell me if you felt this way too. Like, if I get pregnant knowing I have this condition and I lose the baby before viability, or, you know, in the second trimester, I will have so much guilt that it was my fault that that baby didn't make it. And this is why I filmed this after my 2-month postpartum update. I just filmed that. It's so scary. And I feel like I'm just gonna say it, I'd feel like I murdered that child. Like, I killed it because I have the condition. I would know that I had the condition, but I would still risk it. And I have very high faith, and I know that if I do get pregnant, it is part of my plan and my purpose. And, you know, however many kids God blesses us with is what I will take. Whether that's 1 more, 0 more, 5 more, I don't know how that would even be possible. But, I mean, before this incompetent cervix, I always was like, oh, I want 2 kids. And then when I got this, I was like, I can never have a big family. And that hurt my heart so much, because I do love being a mom. And the newborn stages are so hard. We've had reflux, and we've had, you know, incompetent cervix was not our only struggle. I thought that as soon as that baby was born, that was my struggle and things would be perfect. And that, I mean, we've still had struggles and trials. I don't know. It's such a scary, scary condition, and my thoughts and prayers are with you guys who are going through it right now. I can put myself in that position like it was yesterday, and I think that's why I'm so afraid to go through it again. And I know Bryce is only 2 months. Why are we talking about baby number 2 or other kids or whatnot? But I've always been a planner. I've always been futuristic thinking, and it's crossed my mind. So send prayers for me about this and future pregnancies and future children, because I would love to be a mom of more, but my baby just woke up, so I've got to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sending you love and prayers for those of you going through this right now.